Alrighty, folks. I reckon this is part 2 of this video. Here's our demonstration piece, the MCD I've been building. And I have gotten a fresh new belt. You guys know these belts are kind of sticky when they're new, and they don't play well if your belt system's not very well designed. So I have just taken every belt guard I have off of this thing. I don't have any belt guards on this thing anywhere to give this thing a best shot of not working, so I could tell you guys what the problem is. Unfortunately, I've ran this thing already, and the belt will stop eventually, and the freaking, I mean, this thing will even, I've just got a vice grip on the thing, but if I put it in gear and then I roll this backwards, it will even still roll backwards, which is kind of ridiculous. But it does take a while for the belt to stop. So I can show you guys sort of some issues that you might have on your belt system, and later how to fix them. Okay, I kind of wanted to start out with a bit of a dry run here. I'm just pushing the clutch in here, and then I got this in 4th gear, and I'm moving this back and forth, and you can kind of see how that belt's hopping? It's because it's not fully released from the pulley. So that, you know, rolling backwards in a forward gear, that hopping could, with the engine running, make this thing like jolt. So you're rolling back down a hill, as you can imagine, and the thing suddenly stops and you flip back. It kind of sucks. I've done it a couple times. So that's a not very good sign. And I mean, you could just see how the belt just goes all willy-nilly when you push that in there. So just something to think about before I even start this thing. Okay, I got it running here, and we're just gonna start with how the belt stops in neutral. So in neutral right now. So when I push the clutch in, watch the belt. So you can see it did stop eventually, but it's still trying to go when I release it a little bit. You can see how much further this goes far back. So it does work, but you can see how the belts flop around. It takes a second for it to stop. Like, it's not an ideal setup, and it doesn't make for a repeatable engagement. It doesn't want to engage the same place every time. It'll want to be jumpy, and it's just not very good. So I'm gonna bring you guys around to the engine here and show what it is doing.
So I was kind of surprised to see when I started this that the top side of the belt does go up a lot more than I thought it would. Just the same, it's lost slack. The bottom does droop like I thought it would, and you can see on the right side of the pulley the belt is still kind of dragging because it never comes up out of the pulley because it's not pushed out of the pulley. So just the same, it's very reluctant to stop. And if you look here, you can see how that belt is still sitting in that pulley even when you push the clutch in. So yeah.
Alrighty, so now that you guys have seen how it doesn't really work very well with no guards, I'm going to put my guards that I built back on. Here's our top one. You can imagine it goes right here. This is a bottom one. This goes back here. You can see it's pretty heavy duty because it's going to get slammed against rocks. And this is our bottom guard. Here, it goes on the bottom. Going to support the underside of the belt. And I will throw these back on here and explain to you all the little quirks I have on these and the little tabs and whatnot and what they do. Okay, just a little short snippet on these idler guides like this. I make these out of just a little flat steel. I've made them out of mower sheet metal before. It works fine. You just make sure you get your edges nice and round so they don't tear up your belt. In vertical applications, you would want them really tight to your pulley to stop the belt from coming off, obviously. Same with on the flat ones like this. In this case, they're as much of a side guard as they are anything, just to stop the belt from coming over this way and coming off. The belt can't really come over here, so I'm not worried about having a wide open gap on this side because the belt's not going to go that way. And this also lets me change the belt. You know, I could fish the belt around, but I could change the belt without pulling these off, taking them loose. So just a short bit on those. Okay, so starting with the bottom guard I have here, just kind of runs like this, and supports the bottom of the belt. We have gravity on our side here, so you don't have to worry about adding any sort of tab here to stop it from coming up usually. Some cases you do, but I'm not worried about it here. I'm more worried about it going side to side, which is why I have these wings here, and this one unbolts, but I have these wings here to stop the belt from coming off the side and just pulling around and going and just coming off. Don't want that. So you can see it ends at that critical pinch point, just the same as the top one does, to create that like bubble of slack on this side of the pulley where the pulley can't grip it and continue to pull it. So on the top side, since we have gravity fighting us, I have this tab here to stop the belt from falling down, and I have this bolt going through here actually. I might replace that with a pin just so it's easier, but have that to stop it from coming down. And again, it ends at that critical point, that pinch point. The belt comes around, flies around, hits that, and kicks off. So there's our front guards. To continue to the rear of the front guards, before I move on to the other stuff, here's the end of the bottom guard. I just have these wings here to stop the belt from coming off to the side like this. And there is kind of the back of the top guard. So, on to the rear. Okay, so here's our backside, and this is the case where it got challenging for me. I had to make this fairly heavy, as of course it's going to be smashed into rocks and stuff as hard as I possibly can. And on the top, since this moves so much, I don't have an idler there to stabilize that belt, keep it in the same place. Since I move so much, I can't really have much going on here. So I just don't have anything. But since the belt is so well contained everywhere else, this short bit and this short bit doesn't matter. So the bottom's pretty simple, really nothing special about it. It's just a straight guard. And on the top, since the belt on top is pulling this way, you need side guards so the belt can't just come over the side of the pulley and derail around it. And this also acts as that top part of that pinch point to create a bubble of slack on the other side of the pulley. But yeah, I think I'll do a portion now on how the belt system works with everything installed.
So the first couple of times I push the clutch in here, I'm only pushing it in just as much as it takes to stop the belt, which is very little compared to what it was with no guards. And after I push it in the first couple of times, I will push the clutch in fully all the way to the floorboard, and you'll see that belt really pops out. You see it there, it really pops out past that pulley because all of that slack is being funneled forward with all those guards I put on. So we're at the back of the mower here now, and if you listen closely, the transmission pulley actually is hitting that bottom guard, which I will have the clearance, but it's not really an issue for right now. Here I'm putting the transmission in fourth gear, and with the engine running and the clutch pushed in, I'm rolling the transmission back and forth. Don't do this, I don't recommend doing this, you could get yourself wrapped up, but you can see that that's working, and the transmission pulley is released from the belt very well, like it's supposed to, so you can roll backwards down hills if you're in a forward gear, like if you failed on a hill climb or whatever. But if I missed anything, don't be afraid to ask questions in the comments. I could answer those and maybe do a follow-up video if I really need to. So thanks for watching.